Hi there, Ian here from Economics for a Healthy Planet. So today I'm going to talk about the concept of the vicious circles of economic growth, where the more we grow our economies, the more we feel that we need to grow our economies even further. So first of all, let's just have a look at what happens when we do grow our economies. Overall, we are much better off. And over recent years, we've seen our incomes double roughly every generation. So on average, we earn double what our parents earn and quadruple what our grandparents earned. So I would ask the question, why are some people struggling to make ends meet when we earn quadruple what our grandparents earned? And our grandparents, often one parent would be enough to go out to work, whereas today very often find that we need two parents to go out to work in order to pay the mortgage and the other bills, etc. So first of all, economic growth is not evenly distributed. We know that those at the top of the wealth pyramid are getting a greater share of the benefits of economic growth. So we used to talk about the top 20% of earners. Now we talk about the top 1% or even the top 0.1% as we see that pyramid getting steeper and steeper. So this has really happened because of the way technology is working, and we've got a kind of a winner takes all model, whereby if you have like a big social media company or some other fancy app, generally all traffic gets concentrated in one or two apps, and huge amounts of money can be made across the globe, but by a very small number of individuals. And this has the result of, we get some very, very wealthy people. They then buy up land and property, property prices go up, and we all have to work harder in order to make the payments on our mortgages or our rent. And as we work harder to strive to pay for our accommodation, then we end up growing our economies. So we're kind of pushed out to work, maybe two parents instead of one, have to start working in order to pay for the mortgage, and hence we grow our economies even more. And the majority of that extra wealth that's generated again goes to those richer people, and the cycle perpetuates. So that's vicious circle number one on property prices. Vicious circle number two. Okay, so here we look at how when we grow our economies, we produce more and more goods and services. There's much more availability of the things that we can do, which supposedly enriches our lives with more choice available to consumers. However, very often, if you feel like you want to partake in modern day society, you feel like you don't have a choice but to buy these extra goods and services. So mobile phones is a good example. Very difficult to conduct your life today without a mobile phone. Social media, another good example. We might not feel like we pay for social media, but we actually do, because the social media companies are funded by the companies who want to advertise through them, and we buy their goods and services and hence pay the premium for that advertising. So just to take that a little further, social media, it's forecast by 2026 to take $1 trillion. So that's something we didn't have in the past, yet soon we're going to be having to find, between all the people in the world, another $1 trillion to pay for our goods and services so that they can pay these big social media companies $1 trillion a year. So all of these new inventions that come out, yes, they may enhance our lives in some way, but we feel that we have to consume those just in order to be part of the society that we are today. And as we consume more and more things like that, we need to earn more in order to pay for those things, be it mobile phones, social media, etc., etc. And hence we have vicious circle number two. So there is a third vicious circle that I talk about in my book. That's the one that is the most shocking of all, but I'll talk about that the next time. So see you then.